Hey creatives, happy full moon in Cancer. The full moon happens on Friday, January 6th at 5:07 p.m. Central. So, do your time zone thing so that you are ready to go when the full moon goes exact. So, my name is Latoya from Emerald Astrology. I am a intuitive astrologer and love talking about the moon, especially helping creatives work with the cycles of the moon and get in alignment with the creative flow and what that looks like. So, just like the moon waxes and wanes, our creative flow waxes and wanes as well. So, trusting the process is such a big deal with being a creative. And so, I love talking about the moon and helping people like you work with it. So, as I said, the full moon will happen on Friday, January 6th, and it's going to be at 16 degrees and 21 minutes in Cancer. So if you have any Cancer or cardinal placements near this degree, you're going to feel this moon more specifically than anyone else, or especially than anyone else. So if you don't know, full moons are all about an area of your life that culminates. So this is Cancer specifically. So you want to look at your birth chart and get familiar with what this house means. So this is the glyph Cancer. That's what it kind of looks like. Um, and you want to get familiar with this house because this is what the full moon is bringing to your attention, because it is coming to a close and you're needing to then recognize it first, and then see that there's a new meaning that's coming up here in this area. Celebrate what you've been through in this area of your life and release what is no longer supportive and what you are seeing that is meaningful here. So yeah, the full moon is very important in that nature. And so Cancer itself archetype is the mother. So this area of our life, we are nurturing, we tend to mother, and or have to get familiar with this area as like a mother archetype, if that makes sense. And Cancer is a water cardinal sign. So I kind of see that with this area of our lives that we are experiencing with this full moon is that we're having to move with the intuitive nudges that is coming up and recognize that they are bringing these things to our attention and trusting that we can follow where we feel is needed, is required of us, and be very protective over this message, if that if you will. Now, if you are wanting to, like, if you don't understand, like, what I'm saying, like, this area of your life or this house, or don't even, can't even find Cancer in your birth chart, you can definitely ask for help or simply book a moon reading, and I will give you the rundown on what this full moon is all about for you and how to make the most of it. So that is available for you. And also the Moon Lovers membership, and that's where you'll get monthly astrological spiritual guidance, and which won't have to think about it. You'll just get a reading in your inbox and you'll know what to look out for regularly. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those moon readings or just want to jump in and do the Moon Lover membership, that is available for you if you don't know how to read your own birth chart and would love some insight, regular insight. So all right, so it's Capricorn season, and it's started in December 22nd, it's around winter solstice, and now it ends on January 19th. So we are with this season learning or getting familiar with creating a plan for a more stable future. So Capricorn is all about using resources, outer and inner, to make sure foundations are strong on whatever you are building, specifically the Capricorn area of your life, and just making sure everything is sound, and you're using, those abstract ideas and making them real. And so Capricorn is concerned about this. And so we are doing this, learning experience with Capricorn and developing this area until January 19th. And so the moon is in opposition to Capricorn and wants us to therefore remember to include those intuitive nudges that are coming up so that we're not just strictly looking at the cold hard facts of like what makes a thing or area of our life stable, but also include those emotional pulls and maybe even nostalgia to be a part of your plan as well, so that it's whole. Now, the words that you can meditate on during the full moon in Cancer, if you're ready to take action and you're feeling light and feeling like you can follow the creative flow, you can ask yourself, how can I care for myself, during this lunar cycle? How can I take action on my intuition? So you want to integrate that Capricorn, ready to make a plan, and also that Cancer, intuitive nudges, intuitive insights. And last, and how can I be kind to myself as I am going through the motions? So you want to consider these three questions as you are experiencing your moon, your full moon experience, and going, through the waning phase as well, up to the new moon. It's following up. Now, if you are feeling like overrun by, maybe like regret, nostalgia, or feeling like nostalgic in a way that you're like stuck on it, like you're not able to be present, and you feeling like you're finding yourself like, oh, those were the good days. I don't know what this life is now. I hate it. Or why did I, not see what goodness I had then, so you're having those kind of questions and feelings. And or you're just like, you're feeling really down. These are the reflection questions you can ask yourself so that you can get familiar with yourself and what your body and your emotions are trying to tell you. So the first question is, why am I moody? What am I ignoring? So it could be the present moment. It could be that, your heart is telling you that you're wanting a certain thing, and, present self is saying that you can't have it. So you're becoming more moody and creating these blockages or dams, because I think of Cancer is water and it's like moving water. You're creating a dam and making it harder for your emotions to flow, your feeling of connectedness to flow. And so, you're creating extreme mood swings. Like, this is what happens. The water wants to move, so it's crashing against the dam and it's gonna break eventually, depending on how strong you make that dam, depending on how strong you're leaning on that Capricorn side of your life. If it's weekly and you still have that dam, the water will flood through. Another question you can ask is, why am I smothering the truth? So the moon will be in opposition to Pluto, and so Pluto has to do with with truth, our primal instincts, our needs for power. And with it being, Cancer has a tendency to smother things, to over nurture, to over water. And so we might be doing this in an area of our life because we're wanting power, we're wanting control, we're wanting to feel secure, and we're not sure how to make that nice balance between that Pluto part of ourselves and that Cancer. And so we have to ask ourselves, like, why am I smothering the truth? Am I smothering the truth? If there is a truth I need to understand, how can I integrate with it so that I am not distracting myself with other things and over giving over here and not really paying attention to this specific area. So like for me, sometimes that how that would come up is I would overwork myself instead of realizing that, hey, I just need to relax. I need to lay down, watch, a show, watch my YouTubers, just like kind of that's a lighthearted one. Or instead, I would overwork myself instead of addressing my needs for feeling connected to community or my family and stuff like that. So I had that kind of tendency where that would come in balance. And then I will therefore am smothering the truth and smothering myself with overworking. So you want to make sure you're aware of these things that are needing balance in your life. And then the last question is, why am I defensive? What needs to be expressed and understood? And so Mercury is also in opposition to the moon on the full moon. And so Mercury has to do with our communication, with it being in Capricorn. Mercury is very much concerned with the facts, with data, and materializing something through knowledge and information. And so, we might find ourselves defensive over whatever we're trying to smother, trying to hide, and that could lash out. So that could become a power thing because Mercury is and 10 degrees away from Pluto. So that, words and using words with power, all that getting mingled there. And so there can be this tendency to be very defensive. And so, going back to yourself, going back to your soul, also is a Cancer keyword there. Getting familiar of like, why do I feel like I need to defend myself here? Like, is that necessary? Am I really needing something else here? And then be able to express that. What is it that you actually need from someone? Because it's dealing with opposition, it usually shows up when you're in relation with someone. So just keep an eye out with that. Now, the moon is the ruler of this moon. She rules Cancer, so she's home, she's where she needs to be, and it's just another emphasis on needing to take care of ourselves. So how can you make the most of this moon spin? So I'm going to pull from my Moonology deck, Oracle deck, and see what the divine message is for us as a collective. So I already shuffled it some, so I'm going to shuffle it one more time and see what the message is for us. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Another thing to be aware of is that I am having a moon circle for you. So if you're wanting more insight about your moon experience and don't mind being in community and opening up yourself amongst others, that moon circle is available for you as well. It's free. And you might even meet your rising sign twin. So I think that's a fun place to connect with community, with like-minded people, and maybe even find your twin. So the cards that came up is your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so there's that balance between Cancer and Capricorn, and balance spirituality and practicality. That is just wild. Literally, this just like encapsulate what I just said in the video. So it's just really important for us to balance what we know and we feel is our calling, is our soul's calling, with reality. And for me, I tend to get depressed often when I can't like immediately manifest the thing I really want, knowing that I'm really wanting to be of service and be helpful. And so wanting to manifest my dreams really quickly, maybe you're feeling the same way too. You get down and get depressed and you feel like, well, maybe I should just work some boring job or do some boring thing and just take care of the basics and not listen to my soul's calling. Maybe you're feeling like that as a creative, that can be possible. But the divine message is find a way to balance your spirituality and your practicality. There is a need for both because whatever you're doing in the world, it is also working in your spiritual life as well. And so it's important to have both. Your dreams need a practical plan. You can't just say I'm going to live my dream life without any kind of plan, and you can't just have any kind of plan because you're not including your soul's calling. So it's like you have to have both. So I hope that this full moon in Cancer video was helpful. Again, if you're wanting an individualized readings, I have that available with the moon lovers. I also have the I might say moon readings, but I also have the moon lovers membership if you're wanting monthly readings that you don't have to think about, monthly guidance, monthly astrological and spiritual guidance that you don't have to think about, oh, I need to sign up so I can get it again. That's available for you. It's a membership. You can cancel at any time. And then if you're just interested in being with community, you don't mind having your, reading out, within the group and possibly sharing what you're going through. The full moon circle in Cancer is available to you as well. So you can find all those links below. Other than that, I hope you have a great full moon in Cancer. Bye.